All right, and I'm going to give you the lowdown. I got a Tom Tom podcast on the line right here. I'm calling random people just to see how they're doing, how your life's going. Just want to talk to you. Here you go.
Val in Italy. Val is interested in languages in particular, and I'm trying to learn Italian, and Val is from Italy, so we have a wonderful conversation, and we learn about some bad words as well. So if you don't want to hear a bunch of bad words, don't listen to this episode. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Fine.
Hey, my name is Tom.
You are the only normal person here.
I know there's a lot of strange stuff going on here.
No, I'm speaking about the way you speak.
Oh, wait. What did you say I was normal or what?
Yes, when people say, yo, what's up, you? You must be over 30.
I am well over 30. I am 50.
Okay, that's why you behave.
Yeah.
yourself.
I do my best. Are you actually in Italy?
Yes. But yes, I'm in Italy. I'm not the typical Italian. If
That's
you
all
want
right.
a typical Italian, and if you ask me things, I'm gonna speak my mind.
That's great. That's what I would hope for.
But I have. Is it politics or culture?
Oh, yeah. It's actually just about you. It's about human connection. So I don't even want to talk about politics. I'm kind of tired about hearing about all the bad stuff going on. It has to be dealt with. It's something I think about. But
And that has to do with the fact that I'm Italian, or
oh, no. I just call people around the world and I ask them a few questions and just get to know them. That's literally it.
Okay, you want to know my age because I'm
Sure.
old.
Sure. How old?
I'm 61.
Are you?
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't sound like it, but anyway.
Why did you say you're not a normal Italian or something like that?
I speak English. I lived in France for a while in America. I speak Greek.
Oh, wow.
I'm learning Russian. I play music. I don't care if people break spaghetti. I don't care if people um, eat pineapple on their pizza. I even tried it and I
Okay.
survived.
All right. What's your name?
Valerio.
Valerio.
Yeah.
All right.
Valerio. Okay.
My name is Tom, but when I was growing up, they called me Tommaso because I am from an Italian family.
Tommaso.
Yeah.
And they call you Tom.
Yeah, that's that's what I ended up with. But me chiamo Tommaso.
Okay, right.
So
In America, they call me Val. Valerio sounds bad. I mean, because it sounds with an American accent.
Valerio. Oh, right.
So your name is Tommaso.
Yeah.
But if I call you Tommaso, it doesn't sound. Nobody calls you Tommaso.
Nobody. My Zias call me Tomasino when I was little.
Yes, but they would have an American accent. They would say Tommaso or something like that. Not Tommaso.
Tomasino. My family's from. I just went to Italy last March, and I went to my bisnonno's hometown. What part are you in? The south or the?
No, everybody. You know the part nobody speaks about, the center.
Yeah. Right.
Italy is divided in north and south with
Yeah.
no center at all.
Where are you? Around Pisa or Rome or?
Rome.
Okay, yeah. And I just traveled through Italy last March, so I got familiar.
Where? Only there, or
No, we went into Venice. And my bisnonno is from Venice. The Michele, he's from Venice. And then we took a train to.
oh, what's your link? How many generations are you from Italy?
Yeah,
I mean,
it was my great grandparents that were literally from Italy, and then my
50. They must have come to America when?
around 1925, 1920.
Okay.
Yeah, and my great grandma, her mom died while giving birth to her, so she had nothing left in the town, and somebody in Chicago paid for her trip to go to Chicago.
Are you from Chicago?
Yeah, that's where I'm originally from.
I was there when I
right.
was in America. I was in Chicago.
What do you think?
It was 25 years ago.
Okay.
But I like it. I was in the Mexican part.
Mm-hmm.
North.
Sure.
Rainwood, North Rainwood. I don't know.
Oh yeah. No, and I was born just west of there. I lived on the northwest part of Chicago.
There's a park called what is the name of there's a park over there near the lake.
Like the Lincoln Park?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lincoln.
Yep. I spent a lot of time there. Oh, wow. And you were just visiting? You just traveled through there?
I had an American girlfriend. That's why my English is bastard, because I used to speak British English. Now I speak
Funny English.
my English, which is neither here nor there.
And were you born in Italy and then you've traveled a lot, around a lot?
Yes, I was born here in Rome, but as most Italians, my parents are from Abruzzo. Most of people from Rome, we say Romano de Roma because most of Romans are not from Rome.
Oh, sure.
I mean, are from Rome. Being Roman is like being American. I mean, we feel Romans even if our parents are not from Rome. You know,
Yeah.
Rome is a very kind of cosmopolitan. But most people came to Rome came from either Abruzzo, which is on the other side. I don't know if you know Abruzzo.
No, I've heard of it, but I'm not familiar.
There are mountains, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
If you go the same and you cross the mountain, you're in Abruzzo,
Okay.
okay? Which is mountainous. It's the only part of Italy they have bears.
Oh, yes. I read about that brown bear. That is.
Okay, also Marsicano,
Yeah.
but very, very few. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
national park.
They're very rare, and I heard that they are actually very gentle. I've actually done a lot of reading on Italy in the last year.
In Trentino, and 1 year ago, somebody was killed by a bear.
Oh my gosh.
So there's death penalty in Italy for bears. You know
Okay.
that?
No.
So they killed the bear
Oh, right.
because every one of them has microchips.
Yeah.
I don't know. They found the bear. They killed him. Yes, it was a mother. I think she was with cubs. He was running in the woods and.
But yeah, so my great grandma traveled to Chicago, and she was an indentured servant for a while, and then she met my great grandpa.
Indentured servant means
That they paid her trip, and they paid for everything for her to travel from Genoa to Chicago, and then she had to work for them for like 2 years to work
I
it
mean,
up.
it's a kind of not slave, but okay.
Right. And they still fed her, and they still put her in an apartment or a room. She had a room and board, but then she had to work off her travel expenses. So, but
So
then
because most people here, when they say Italy, I got so pissed off. They only speak about food.
yeah,
They make fun of Italian accent, and they think speak like Super Mario. That's so
yeah.
stupid. I don't understand.
Well, people do all sorts of stupid stuff, and they make fun of all sorts of things. So
Or are you mafioso?
no,
But there are mafios in Italy. First of all, now mafia is not like in the Padrino. It's different.
yeah. I have
Then
a
go-
picture of my uncle. He basically became my grandpa because my grandpa died, and my great uncle, he was Italian, and they have a picture of him when he was like 12 years old, leaning up against a really fancy car. Somebody in Chicago got in trouble, and they had to hide their car. So my family told him, "All right, you can put your car in our garage for a month," and because he had to hide it, and we'd
Okay,
still have the picture.
Chicago was famous for Al Capone.
Yep, there was some bad stuff.
You cannot have everybody that is mafioso. Actually, it's not something that we like.
It's infamous. It's something that everyone knows, but it wasn't necessarily a good thing. So, a funny story. Growing up, my family would speak Italian if they were like talking bad about somebody, or if they were talking about something that the kids weren't supposed to hear. That's when I would hear Italian. And I remember my great grandmother. We just couldn't speak to each other. She never learned English.
But she spoke Genovese or just Italian? Because
She learned Venetian because apparently she married the guy from Venice, and the languages were different enough that one of them.
in Italy, you would say she spoke dialect.
Yeah.
We wouldn't say she spoke Italian.
Right, and I heard that Venetian is almost like its own language in a way. That it's so different.
It's a long story about dialects.
And I've spent a lot of time reading up on this because I've been
The
learning Italian.
people, okay, sorry, I'm into languages. It's not that there was an Italian language and all these dialects diverged from this original Italian language. It's that all these dialects come directly from Latin. Okay, so technically are not dialects, are parallel languages. And one of these language was Tuscan for became the template for Italian.
Okay.
Okay, but nowadays even Tuscan has a way of speaking that is divergent from Italian. But since Italian come from Tuscan dialect, every word that they use in their dialect is considered Italian.
Okay.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
And Roman, we speak because in the past, I think in the 16th century, many workers come to work in the. There was a state, the Vatican. Now it's called the Vatican, but it was the state of the Pope was big, and Rome was the capital. Many work came from Tuscany to Rome to work, and the dialect changed completely.
Okay.
So we speak. Our accent comes from the Tuscan, our language, so it's very close to Italian. And we were the ones who speak worse because when your dialect is very far removed from Italian, you distinguish your dialect and Italian, and you tend to speak Italian. Okay?
Yeah.
We always speak the same. Okay, I don't, but most of Romans just speak Roman because everybody understands. Because a lot of movies are in Rome. They even shot American movies in Rome in the 50s and the 60s. You know that?
Okay. No.
Cinecittà. You know Cinecittà?
No, I don't.
They outsourced, so to speak.
Gotcha.
It cost less to
Yeah.
shoot in Rome. That's why you had a lot of actors. That's why you got the Alfredo sauce.
Oh.
It doesn't exist in Italy. You know the story?
No, I don't. I cook it, but I don't know the story. What is it? What happened?
Okay, first of all, the reality is that is 90% more famous in America than in Italy. In Italy, we think it's American, but the reality is in the middle. There was a restaurant called Alfredo, which is a name, obviously. They make this sauce, okay? And an actor, I don't remember, a very famous actor went there, he liked it, and they imported it to America. And it became very famous in America.
But it was not famous in Italy. It was just a local thing.
Italy is famous because they know it's famous in America.
Well, now it's famous. Yeah.
And somebody says, no, just it's American. No, the origin is like meatballs.
Yeah.
We don't have. Okay, there is a part of Abruzzo where they eat spaghetti and very small meatballs.
Yeah.
Smalls like, I don't know.
Like thumbnail?
Yeah, I mean, the small.
Yeah.
But that's only famous in Abruzzo.
Sure.
We don't have the idea of meatballs like almost a side dish and spaghetti. Something. So they say it's invented by Americans. No, I think they went to America and everything in America is bigger, so they make these micro meatballs and big ones.
Yeah, I like the big ones. That's what I grew up eating.
But if you ask that in Italy, it doesn't exist in that form.
Plus, the big ones, you have to cut them up with your fork. I would rather have them be little. I'm actually grateful you told me that. I think we should start making them little. And you can eat them in one bite then, huh?
Yes, you can even fork with the spaghetti.
Yeah.
And
I really like that.
These things, very few people. Yeah, because every Italian is, for example, I told you, one time I tried they don't sell. So I had to buy a pizza. Next time I will make a pizza and cook the pineapple on it. Right. That's the idea. If you add at the end, I think it's bad.
I never had pineapple. You survived it or you enjoyed it?
Neither. I was not disgusted. I was not enthusiastic. Okay. What's all this fuss about?
Well, everything evolves and changes anyway.
Well, you know, I think when you have TikTok videos on what that's called shorts, and everything is amplified. You know,
Yeah.
oh, break spaghetti, and I say, whoa, if it's Italian spaghetti, all right, you break, you throw them away because you cannot eat it, obviously, and we sell double as much of spaghetti.
Right.
Okay, do you understand? Because the problem is if you break spaghetti, what you make, you break all them and you can eat in a soup, okay, if you like it, but the whole idea is you roll them with a fork.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything is broken.
Yeah.
You cannot fork them like I don't know.
Yeah.
You
You
get
have to
all,
grab a gob of them. You actually have to fork a whole bunch.
you
And
break them.
yep. And then you just give it one twist around.
I said yesterday to another guy, I said spaghetti is not the Holy Quran or the
Yes.
Bible.
Right.
I burned the Bible or the American flag. I know,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
but spaghetti are not holy object in Italy. I mean, this shouldn't be. It's just flour dried and it's pasta. Okay, what's the point? I see Italians cooking sushi
Yeah.
as a retaliation.
Retaliation.
Yes,
Cooking.
for Japanese
Oh,
people
that's
break.
funny.
You know, cooking sushi it
Put it in the
doesn't.
microwave.
I don't know, really fried.
Oh, that's funny.
That's wok culture, not woke culture.
Yeah.
Wok.
Wok.
You understand? Wok is the pan.
WOK. Yep, I got you. Wok culture.
It's a joke.
I
It's
like
a
it.
joke
I like it.
about wok and wok.
And I also want to know, like, how was your day today, and how are things been with you? You've been has life been good, or what's new? You've been good?
No, I sometimes, in spite of my age, I bask
Oh,
because I
right.
say whatever. I
Yeah.
play the flute because people never the music I play. New generation never hear because okay, I usually play jazz.
Okay.
That's why I liked being in America. Some people don't like America, but for jazz, it's like for opera, you need to be in Italy.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
a breathing ground. Uh, but I play um, Baroque music, your solos. I don't know if you know that. Telemann, Bach, and a lot of with the recorder, which is not a toy. In Italy, it's considered a toy.
Yeah. No, same here.
It's not.
Okay.
Sometimes they hear, "What is this? The flute?"
Yeah.
Oh God! I play. Sorry if I'm good about myself. I
Go
play
on.
so well, and when you see it, it almost sounds like a flute. You
Yeah.
know.
Wow. You play it
I play
well.
jazz. I'm one of the few people in the world who play jazz on the record.
Can you play a little bit right now, or is that would you have to warm up and?
It's uh, it's 11. I already a problem with the
Yeah,
neighbors.
it's too late. It's too late to be doing
It's
that.
too late.
Someday when
Uh,
I call you back, you got to play me a little bit of flute. I'll call you back when it's the morning. Or
you can find me here. If I hang
well,
up, you can
oh no, I
find.
can't find you if you hang up. So what I have to do is when I have people on the show, I try to connect with them on Instagram or email or something like that. So
Yeah, there was a website, no, with intelligent artificial intelligence for
yeah,
language, and so annoying
why?
because they never get pissed off. It's you don't understand. Do you understand?
Yeah,
I said it's not a real person.
you're right.
If she was a real she, I don't know. In my mind, intelligent, a female, she
Yeah,
will say, okay, a very bad word like "uck off."
yeah,
She didn't know. It's
yeah,
annoying.
yeah.
We call it like a rubber wall. We say in Italian.
Uh-huh. A rubber wall.
Yeah,
When somebody doesn't respond to something.
yes. That's like all ghost, all mist. You try. It doesn't oppose you like a brick wall. It's
Yeah,
a rubber wall.
right, right, right.
We say muro di gomma.
Mara de goma. Well,
Yes.
I need to keep in touch with you because I've been trying to learn Italian, and when I go back and see my cousins in 2026, I want to be able to at least speak a little bit.
So we're 2025.
Yeah.
I'm a realistic person. In 1 year you don't get fluent.
No, I don't want to be. I can't be fluent. I want to be like a advanced beginner. Yeah, but what I started doing, I got a PDF of The Little Prince. You probably know that book.
Yes, Le Petit
And
Prince.
and I
It's
got
French.
yep, and I got a PDF of that in Italian, and I have my copy of The Little Prince. So I've been reading the two side by side and trying to just pick my way through those words. And then I started writing a journal in Italian.
You know what is I like about Russian?
Huh.
But it's difficult. I could say it's a real pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So if you like, if you're putting masochistic, what is I don't know the right
I hear you.
pronunciation.
No, you're right. If you want to hurt yourself.
I'll be okay. But then when you get it, oh, I made it.
Yeah.
I mean, I like difficult things.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's cool. I do too, really. Yeah.
But the good thing, the easy thing about Russian is that everybody speaks more or less standard Russian all over Russia. You understand? It's quite standardized. Also, French is like this.
Right.
England, not. You can go to some parts of England, you don't understand what they're saying.
Yeah. Right.
America is quite standardized.
It is quite
And
standard.
even
There's
people from the South don't really speak like in movies.
yeah.
And get around, no.
Yeah, and there's some pockets of places where especially in Louisiana where the accent and some of the words are different enough that it can be hard
So I
for.
used to sing country music. I used to sing a lot of Hank Williams.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Okay, so I know that they speak differently.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hit you up down the road from time to time, especially on Facebook. I can message you, and then we can check in every once in a while. God willing, in 6 months or so, we'll be able to have a little conversation.
Chicago.
Yeah. Sono nato a Chicago.
Yeah, I remember I was there when they dyed the river green.
Yeah. Yep.
I used to at the time. I used to play the clarinet.
Yeah.
So there is a record by Yves Francois that he recorded in Chicago in 2001.
Mm-hmm.
He still lives there.
Oh, really?
But yes, actually, yes, his stage name Yves Francois. His real name is Slavic. You know, it's full of Polish people.
Oh,
Chicago.
yeah.
You know that.
I know there's all sorts of people. So, yeah.
Not many Italians.
Oh, there's plenty. I mean, I
And
don't.
not like New York.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
There's no Italian neighborhood in Chicago, as far as I know. Is there?
Well, I mean, there was this place that we used to go to get our Parmesan and prosciutto.
I remember when I went there, I said, "Whoa!" I saw all this green, white, and red.
Yeah.
I thought it was an Italian neighborhood. Then I discovered, no, it's Mexican.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Very similar flags.
Yes, without the eagle and the cactus.
Yeah. When I was growing up, it was almost like a layer because everyone we hung out with was Italian, and if we went to go, my mom would say, "All right, kids, get in the car. We're gonna go see Zia Maria today," and all the aunts would call Zia, and
I have this idea that we call Italianità. I don't know. There's Italianity to coin it. It's
Okay.
most in the food.
Yeah.
Not in the. I don't know. You're Catholic.
Yep, I was.
I was okay. Like I tell you the truth. I'm nothing now.
Were you Catholic?
In Italian, is by default condition.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
St.
and
Peter's got us.
I was in Chicago and I spoke more Greek than Italian
Oh, sure.
because there were more people could actually speak Greek.
Yeah. At the end of my block where I was growing up, there was a Greek Orthodox church at the end of my block. And
Okay.
yeah, so we were all Catholic, but there was a Greek Orthodox church right there next to this parking lot, but it had this nice big brick wall.
Okay,
So
they
we-
do their function mass in Greek, but actually they do in ancient Greek.
Okay.
Ancient.
Yeah. But it was great because they didn't mind. Somebody spray painted a strike zone on the wall, and the church didn't complain that we were out there playing baseball every day, right at the end of my block. And we'd throw the ball up against the church, up against this big brick wall. And that's my fondest memory as far as a Greek church
You know the
goes.
most famous Greek word?
Huh.
They use every. God, sorry, if you don't like profanity, Greek use profanity every 3 word, which is malaka.
Okay.
Have you heard this word? This
No.
most malaka is like jerk or asshole, but they use so much that lost every
Yeah.
insulting function because
Yeah.
Instagram Italians say cazzo every 2 words. You know that.
Casso. What is that?
Yeah. That I
I'll just-
auto. Yeah.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
Yeah, cazzo means,
Okay.
but it's used for everything. It's the translation of what the fuck, of the fuck. For example, who the fuck are you? Chi
Yeah.
cazzo? Where the
Right.
fuck are you going? Dove cazzo sta andando?
Yeah.
What the
yeah.
fuck do you want? Che cazzo vuoi? It's very easy. You take the fuck and you put cazzo, and you can. Obviously,
Well, I learned a new word today. I'm thank you so much.
cazzo is so common.
I'll just
This
have
is
to
the word cazzaro. Cazzaro is somebody untrustworthy,
Okay.
bullshit man. You
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know.
I'm going to have to edit this episode, cut out all the dirty words. Maybe I'll bleep it. Do you know about bleeping? I'll put a little
Okay.
I'll put a beep over it, but this is actually pretty fun to talk about this stuff.
Italians are very foul-mouthed people, which is true anyway.
Well, and my family is too. It's all right.
So,
All right, Val. I guess
please.
what? I have to eat my dinner in a couple minutes. My
Okay,
wife gave me
bye.
the sign. No, but I want you to
Hello.
know I very much appreciate that I was able to talk to you. Maybe we're cousins.
It's YouTube.
Huh?
This is on YouTube,
Yeah. But it's also on Spotify and Apple and all that.
but it's going to be also on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you don't want it to be.
No, I don't care.
Yeah. I'll send it to you first on Facebook.
I'm under the spot of Italian. I have Russian friends,
Yeah.
so the political policy knows me.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, I have friends, normal people, okay, not Russian spies.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
don't know. Maybe they are, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
Well, and I'm gonna edit the video, this conversation down. It's probably gonna end up being like 35 minutes or something. It won't be
okay.
super long.
So
But
there is a single episode with me, or I'm with other people.
What was that?
I'll be in a singular episode.
Yeah, probably a single one. And then
What do you call it? The crazy Italian guy?
no, it'd be called like Vale in Rome, unless I should just say Vale in Italy. Yeah, if you look at some of the ones that are up there, they just say like somebody and then where they are.
About Italian, I can give you a lot of. We say dritte, you know.
What is that?
Dritta is a tip, not
Okay.
tip of money.
Yes. Yes. I will need that. And at
Because I learned with double zeta.
yeah. How do you say it?
Cazzo is case.
All right.
Cazzo.
Cazzo.
Right.
Cazzo was a great tip. I appreciate that.
Cazzo. Okay, sì, cazzo.
Yeah.
E che cazzo. With what the fuck? E che cazzo. It's when you get mad at something, you're
Yeah.
doing something and something fell on the ground.
Yeah.
Your beer fell on the ground. What the fuck? E che
Yeah.
cazzo.
Right.
You know, it's the most used Italian. I'm sorry to say that.
Yeah.
But we put cazzo everywhere.
Yeah.
No
No.
pun intended.
Ah. I'll cut that out. Don't worry. Oh my lord. Well,
Okay.
Val, thank you so much. It was great
Goodbye.
talking to you, and I'm gonna be in touch with you in the future. Okay.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.